We're recording. Alrighty. So recap, you guys found a way into the Dark Glass portal. Had a discussion with Skjofra, who turns out actually died trying to return through the portal to go back to your time. Turns out it's a time portal, not just an interdimensional. Turns out there were the creepy void keepers that look like aboleths, if you're metagaming, that seem to react to Tom's mouse for some reason. You guys were able to
out the bag.
Mouse out the bag. Make it through the portal to a temple. The portal was at the top of a temple that you found yourselves only having your money, because it's made out of gold or silver, and then any magical items that you had on your person, and then you were able to procure the virtually the same things that you had prior from the dead bodies on the ground. So you've not lost any armor or weaponry. You literally just picked up the same kinds of weapons that you would have had, so you can use all those. You do, however, you're wearing the armor of these people mixed with the people who were there. There's some sort of priestess sisterhood that belonged to this temple that you only found a couple of, but then you heard screams down below as you made your way down, and the sounds of rock grinding on rock began to close. You heard the scream stop. Tried to open that up. Looks like there's something special that's needed in order to open it back up. You weren't able to do that. You weren't able to pick it. There was no lock really. You did a search. You found that there was a alternate exit out the back that you followed out. You found a couple more dead bodies, and you came upon another body that you assumed was dead, but it was not. It was a woman who identified herself as Varna and said only a few words before collapsing from her wounds. Tor had placed lay on hands, I believe. It was Tor, or was it no, that was
Ginger.
was
Ani.
Yes, that was Ani. Ani placed a lay on hands to stop the bleeding, to keep them from passing into the great beyond, and had a few words come out sporadically before passing out, stating something to the effect of, "Find my sister, Brigitte," and the word talisman left her lips before she passed out. Upon this, you heard the sounds of hoofs beating on the ground coming towards you, and not the ones that you heard on the horizon, as it seemed like whoever had come here had left in a hurry, and the champing and stamping of the hooves headed south from where you're at right now. When you heard the hooves that are coming towards you, as you turned and you readied yourselves, you saw somebody in this giant red smoky haze come to the ground. The horse disappeared, and a giant man wielding a scimitar the size of a broadsword that is black and glistening, and that is where you guys left. He does this. You feel the ground shake. He's a very huge, it looks like elven man, and it seems like somebody that you recognize. He looks like a young Kalidor. So we will pick up from there. As he hits the ground, he has brandished his scimitar, and he points it at you, and he gets into a defensive stance. He looks first at you, Tor, because you're closest, and he says, "What reason would you defile the Temple of the Sisterhood of the Serpent? Identify yourselves. Who are you?"
I am Tor the Shanks, cleric of Alril, and we defile nothing unless it defiles us first. So what do you speak of, good sir?
These are my lands, and I am here to see the talisman destroyed.
talisman? What of this talisman?
I saw the rest of your armies leave here. Looks like I have to clean things up.
I mean, we are quite the band of merry men, but we're not an army of merry beings.
Who are you? And why are you here? Why have you not left with them? Speak.
Well, we were not with them, and we were kind of
Enough! And he waves you off. He waves you off, and he points to you, Tom. You! Who are you?
Can I do an intimidation check?
Yeah, you can do that.
Can I try to intimidate this guy? Tell him to shut the hell up and calm down? I tell him to calm down and do an
You tell him to calm down?
Yeah, I want to tell him just to calm down and lower his weapon.
So do an intimidation check, yeah.
Intimidate this guy? All right, hold on, let me get my sheet up here, sorry. I got pretty good intimidation stats. Probably not as good as this guy.
Intimidation.
Intimidate is
Should be in your skills on the that column.
Intimidation.
Okay.
Ooh.
So what did you say to him?
I tell him to calm down and lower his weapon. Or else.
He looks at you, and he sees how serious you are. And he lowers your weapon and he says, "What if I don't?" But he kind of seems, you get the sense that he's a little scared of you, actually.
I mentioned to him, we're new to these lands. We just stumbled across all these bodies. We have no idea what he's talking about.
And you just happen to be dressed like those who left here with the talisman in hand.
Yeah. We're wearing their armor.
I mean, sir, when you show up naked, sometimes you just want to throw on what's available.
You
What? Shepherd
What? He
lands
takes a
and
step
women's
away
clothing.
from you. He's not quite sure what to do. This
I forgot we're wearing their clothes.
Explain.
That one deep.
Look, you didn't attack me outright. Something's amiss here. What? I'm gonna give you one more chance to explain what you're doing in my lands. At this temple. And he kind of lowers his sword with this intimidation. He's open to a discussion. You say you showed up here naked and afraid. As you tremble before my might.
Sometimes we just want attention, and it's best to do it naked.
Interesting take.
Survival is brisk.
He looks at
I tell him, we're not here to hurt anybody. We helped this lady here who was on death's door.
He looks at Ani.
Ani.
You picked her up, didn't you? Did you like put her on her?
Yeah,
Like,
I picked her up.
what business do you have with a sister of the temple?
We just found her.
You just found her and you just thought you'd pick her up and take her?
You know what it looks like.
What is going on?
I was going to take her somewhere safe because, just leaving her out here to die didn't seem like a good thing to do.
Did you try talking to her? Is she alive? And he walks up to you, and he puts his scimitar back up. He seems to he doesn't necessarily trust you, but he doesn't seem to think you're a threat, except for Tom.
Because he was about to get shoulder checked away.
And he puts his hand up onto the girl's neck, on your shoulders, like he's checking her to see if she's alive. He says, "Our pulse is weak.
Yeah,
Arms
she's
heavy.
only alive thanks to us.
You did this. You saved her."
Man, I like to take a shot at trying to explain to him what the situation is. We're looking for somebody We stumbled through what seems to be some kind of time portal, ended up in this whole mess.
What is time?
Yeah, exactly.
That
What
a
is time?
Sounds like a construct to me. Like your friend here. What are you?
Yeah, he's
Looks it on
definitely a
you.
construct.
How does he know I'm a construct?
Because he like you look like your face. I don't know. Damn it. Because you didn't put any
Can I
clothes
do
on.
a
You
crit?
didn't have any clothes on. You look like you because your stuff is all a part of you. Yours
Yes, I
didn't go
have,
Oh,
away.
yeah.
But I have the mirror image or whatever.
Oh my god, you're right. I totally forgot
Not
that you
mirror
were.
image, whatever
Okay,
it's
okay.
called.
Let's work on that. Let's work on that. What's wrong with your big, buff, naked friend that kind of looks like me? Here, he reaches in his pack and he throws you like an extra pair of like whatever he's wearing, which
I
is
just got my trench coat on.
okay.
Just trench coat, nothing under it.
He gives you a red cloak. He gives you a cloak that's on his back. It's a red cloak.
I mean, I assume that all my clothing was still there, but whatever.
Well, it was a magic spell, so I guess like you just need to redo it. You just need to activate it.
It's so much worse now that the dude who picked up this
I'm just
unconscious woman is
It's
naked.
Yeah.
And actually,
bunch
just
of
being in
guys
a trench
wearing-
coat is even worse.
I just noticed this.
Yeah.
I just
is-
noticed you're only
This
wearing a
behavior.
trench
Why did I
coat.
walk up on you?
Uh,
Ugh.
All right. We're just gonna strike that from the record.
Man.
All right,
Yeah.
rewind.
Tom. Tell him
Yeah.
what's
Can I
going
do
on.
some kind of charisma-based convincing here?
Yeah, you can do persuasion.
Okay. Yeah. Can I? Yeah.
Yeah,
Can I
do a
get some
persuasion
persuasion in here? Yeah.
Do a
Okay.
persuasion check. I'm glad that Kel got the
Oh,
that.
God,
Your
fuck, are you
persuasion,
kidding?
You kind of fumble over your words and it doesn't come out too.
Oh.
So he looks to you, Kel.
Wait, do I have an inspiration? I don't. Shoot. Never mind. Like, I really could use that inspiration
You
right
do
now.
not.
That was a crap roll.
He looks to
All right.
Kel and he
Alright.
says, What's going on here? Speak true."
Anybody got any?
You're not gonna believe me if I tell you the full truth.
Try me. There's a lot of crazy shit going on these days.
Okay, we're from 200 years in the future,
Checks
after a war called the Zero War.
out. Okay.
Your name is Calidor because
What?
we know you.
What the? How do you know? He pulls his sword back out. How do you know me? Oh wait, of course you know me. I'm the High Lord.
oh, he
It's fine.
backed off. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know you as a High Lord. You're
What?
basically a drill sergeant.
Excuse me?
Yeah, you train people to be warriors in something called the ZWT. There was a lady who is some kind of a druid who we found inside of a portal who died, and she
Oh.
sent us back here to save her life.
It all makes sense now. All right. He puts his scimitar back. He's
Does
like,
it?
I'm just gonna look around at everyone else like,
listen, whatever you guys are smoking, I
That
want some
adds up to him.
whatever you guys are smoking that the druid gave you, I want in. But later, we have to get her to safety. She seems to be suffering from some sort of dark glass sickness. And you start to see
Okay.
on her wounds where you did your healing. They healed, but now there's like these black tendrils kind of starting to make their way through her body and like in her where her veins are. It's very similar but slower to what you saw happen to Rictavio.
Oh, okay. That plays out.
she said we needed to find someone named Brigitte.
Brigitte, did she say
A
where?
talisman.
And she
Talis-
said,
well, the talisman is obvious. She's a sister of the serpent here, and she was helping. I was on my way here to see it destroyed, as the High Lord of Lycarnia. This is my task, and I didn't show up in time. They must have gotten here before me, and this happened, and now I must make it my mission to seek out who stole it and return it so that it can be destroyed. But we need to get her to a healer.
yes.
There's a mining camp not far from here that we can probably find horses. I only can conjure my own. Might be able to find horses to travel further up to Hablock and find a healer there. It's about a 2-hour walk. I will
Lead the way.
I will summon my steed so that she can be placed upon it, and we can make our way there.
Right here.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, this place sucks.
Indeed,
Everybody's dead.
it's my land though, so we do what we do.
Well, the blood should fertilize the ground nicely with some good nutrients.
It's
Did
too soon.
We haven't had a rest, huh?
Not since you got here. You guys got a rest before you went through the portal,
Rested
but
when we were there.
because
Yeah.
of everything going
Did
on,
rest.
you did get all your spells and everything back here, and you haven't had a combat, so you're
Oh,
probably
yeah,
okay.
we got our
But
spells back.
exhaustion-wise, I mean, it might be wise. But it's actually only like 4 p.m. in the afternoon, so you'll be 6 o'clock by the
Got all
time you guys.
benefits of a long rest, right?
Yeah, you guys are all good to go
Okay.
for right now.
We did travel back to the past, so that should give us something.
Back to the
Yes.
past.
Well, you got all your spells back, all your magic's good, and actually Tor and I don't think I mentioned, but Ani, you both get an extra spell slot until your next long rest.
Samurai
Yeah, it was like a
Jack.
level 1, right?
Or actually, until you use it. I'll give it until you use it. Not your next long rest, but like you get an extra spell slot for use. But once it's gone, it's gone. Like you're back to normal.
Tight.
Vancian magic, we call that.
Okay.
So do you guys agree
Lead
to
the way, Calvador.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
You guys agree to go with him? He sees you as he sees that you're not a threat. You've explained yourself to him, and even though it's a little strange and weird, he's more concerned about getting the girl to safety and getting her a healer, because she's technically under his care, under his charge, as this is his land. So what happened to them is his problem to deal with. So, and he needs to return this talisman. So, and he tells you as much as on the journey. You guys get to this camp. It's a mining camp. You see as you approach, you see a few miners that are huddled around a campfire. It's not getting too late in the day, but they're kind of making like a late dinner or an early dinner, so that they can get a good night's rest and you know, get back to mining in the day. As you guys get there, place your tokens over here. You hear the sound of a violin
This is a
playing.
black square.
Oh, you guys don't see anything?
The darkness has overwhelmed me.
Oh no, you've all been taken by the dark glass.
Oh,
Just kidding.
shiza.
Just kidding. Don't. That should not.
I
wait,
zoomed way out.
that makes no sense. There's no lighting. Here.
Slayer's mic.
Dynamic lighting. Boom. There we go.
Oh,
How about now?
I
Ta-da!
happened to put my token and almost the rest.
There you go. Yeah. So put your tokens over in this area.
Those guys are really pissed.
Well, they're just
Never
looking
mind.
at you because
Yeah.
you're interrupting their violin time.
When I was zoomed out, their beards looked like their mouths were open and yelling really mad. Those guys are really pissed.
Those
Um,
are thick soul patches.
So Calidor is leading
Yeah,
his
these
horse
guys
over here.
ugly.
I mean, they're
Ugly dudes.
they're miners, you know. They're dirty. They're laborers. They've got. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but there's
No.
you know, they've got they've
Sausage fest.
they've had a hard life. They're aged about 10 years more than they should be, you know. But they're trying to enjoy the creature comforts of an evening of rest and relaxation. This is something, a typical scene that you would see near the areas where mines exist. You know, they kind of camp out for a few
yes.
days, few weeks. So Calidor kind of walks up and then grabs Varna and kind of places her up against one of the wagon wheels as they approach him. and they seem to recognize him, and they pay tribute. They, they don't bow, like they don't kneel, but they bow. And they say, "Oh, what can we do for you, Lord Calidor?" And Calidor says, "Do you have a healer on hand by chance?" And one of them goes, yes, quite right. I'll fetch her." And he runs off into this this tent over here. What do you guys do?
I wait.
Yeah, I'm gonna see how this plays out.
Okay.
I,
I want to
Um,
extend my senses and do a perception check.
oh yeah.
Just
What?
see if there's
I'll do that.
anything odd or
All right, anybody who
I'll
wants
do
to do a
that,
perception check can.
Perception.
Oh, Cal.
What did I get? Oh.
he used his Xavier move.
Okay. All right.
Where was that sweet roll when I was trying to do a charisma check?
So you all kind of
Persuasion.
get you guys all did really well. Cal though, man, freaking get it. You all have a sense that that they are respecting Calidor, but some of them seem to be doing it begrudgingly. And the kind of feel of the camp is that maybe they don't want you there, but nothing aggressive.
So we're definitely intruding.
They're just kind of like they're upset that they've got to like take their time to stop relaxing and kind of stand at attention for this guy, this highborn lord, when they're obviously all lowborn.
I am going to take out. Oh crap! I do have that stuff. One of the bottles of extra
Oh yeah.
wine.
Of
I'm gonna
extra.
like,
When
when
the wine they
Calidor's-
brought to you.
yeah. When Calidor's like, did he go over to the tent, or is he just waiting?
He was waiting for them to show up, but he actually he tells you guys to wait, and he will prop her up as he goes and waits by the tent to have a discussion.
I'm gonna like step up next to these dudes next to the fire and like kind of set it on the ground like behind one of their legs,
Mhm.
and like, shh,
Like you like trying to let him know, hey, here you go.
here you go. Don't make a big deal out of it.
So the one that you do this to, he kind of like stands up and like, what are you trying to do? He looks down, he sees the bottle, and he's like, no. And he grabs it, and he puts his stein down, and he uncorks it with his mouth. He spits it into the fire, and he takes a sniff, and then he takes a swig. He's like, and he takes his flagon and he tosses it into the fire, like he like doesn't want anything to do with what was in his glass anymore. He starts pouring that in, and he's like, they brought great wine. You're all right in our book. Why don't you pull up a seat? We'll share in the mutton.
All right,
Kind
I'll
of like make
go,
some
I'll
space
sit.
by you, and one of the
Maybe
guys
I remembered the barrels.
could have
Only
a
I
party.
brought them through the portal.
Does anybody interact with this? Are you guys like getting next to the fire? What do you do?
I'm gonna hang back and be mysterious.
Okay.
Rogue style.
I'm going to be like, well, you can't have good drink without good-ish food.
Meat.
And I would like to create food and water.
Oh, okay. All right.
A banquet of
Oh my
food.
god. All right. So you got like the craft
I'd be like,
service table.
Have at it
sitting-
if you
45
will. I just conjured this up for fun.
30 gallons of water.
So he's got all this like water in these buckets that like show up, and then are you're gonna create food? Hold on, let me read this real quick. You create
This is
45 pounds of food
Yeah, it's
and
nuts.
30 gallons of water. You have a full-on
You just might
barbecue.
need to add some salt. That's all.
Yeah, yeah.
Right
Food
here.
is bland but nourishing and spoils if uneaten. The water is clean and doesn't go bad. Okay. All right. So yeah, you got this big giant barrel that just like whoop, shows up, full of water. Nobody really pays attention to that, but then when the food goes whoop, they kind of like perk up, and they all rush to the table. They're all like grabbing their hands in it and shit, and so like it's just getting eat up. They get really full.
Wow, they didn't even.
Well,
Wow.
he was offering
These
it,
guys
so
are
like they assumed, and then that's what happens. Come on, you guys
Okay, I
all
got
worked
it.
in corporate America before at some point, so you know how these buffets go. You got the folks who are gonna respect, and then you got the folks who've never acted like they've never seen a buffet before, and it's the first time, and it's the only time they're gonna get, so they're gonna Billy Joe that shit.
Should have conjured a sneeze
tail.
god.
Social distancing. Social distancing.
I would like to spend this time while they're eating and we're waiting for Calidor to return. I'm going to cast my healing elixir spell.
Okay.
So I basically have a basic
Okay. So
healing
you have
potion.
a healing potion on you. Okay.
Yeah, for
good.
the next 24 hours.
Good deal.
I'd like to try and find out some information about if any of these guys heard about the commotion down the way at the temple.
Okay.
If I can find out
Okay.
anything from these guys,
So-
like what I need to roll. Do I need to
Yeah,
roll
no,
up?
you don't need to roll anything. You
Just
just ask. So yeah, what you ask, around like while these guys are like stuffing their faces, and then one of them perks up and says, "Oh, I saw a bit of smoke over there, and then heard the thunderous
Smoke.
claps of hooves. Some army heading south, further south than we are. But nothing.
Do you
nothing
recognize the
much.
army?
No,
Do you recognize the army or where
I
they're from?
work
Or
in the
nothing?
dirt.
I got it.
I cannot.
I want to secretly whisper to the guy, "What's the deal with Kaladin?" And try and ask him if he knows
So the other guy, like, he's
anything
like,
about their lord.
Lord Kaladin. I hear he's a just ruler. I recognize him from my time in Arcarnia. He's been a good lord as far as I know. Just ruler. Shows up at executions. Takes care of business. I haven't heard anything bad about him. But any ruler that charges
Okay.
taxes is, not on my favorite person list.
Okay.
But such is the life on the
Alright.
land.
What are these guys mining? The curiosity. What are they mining?
So you want to do an investigation check?
Yes, I do.
All right. Okay. You look around, and without
Wowie.
actually even asking, you kind of notice. You notice that they haven't washed their hands. They haven't washed their faces. The clothes are full of soot, and it just looks like they're like day in, day out. They're nonstop mining. You notice a few buckets in the backs of these carriages that are open ended.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are closed, but
yeah.
in some of them that are open ended, you see large chunks of what look to be dark glass.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm
So
about
it
to
seems like
steal
they're-
some of that.
They're mining dark glass.
Can I slide a hand and poach some of that stuff?
Yeah, sure. We'll say that you go around, and when you're looking around, you kind of like sneak around. You're like, oh, I gotta go take a piss or something. And you like go over here. You take a look, take a peek-sees in the back, and go ahead and do a sleight of hand check. See if the I'll say you get it because
Bro.
it's far away enough. Yeah, it's like right. Ani, your perception. What are you percepting?
I was just trying to catch him stealing.
Oh, you're
What
trying to see if he did it. Okay, that's gonna do. Actually,
But
does
I
anybody,
did not
does
see
anybody,
it.
everybody else's has got like a base 9. So
I have a
Hey,
predator
dude,
mask on, by the way.
plus 11 on that. That was a terrible roll. Man, sorry. Jeez Louise. Still got it though, right?
yeah, you so I'll say that you got like a pretty big chunk. We'll say about the size of that iPad that you had before, but it's unrefined, so it's not polished. It's like a big chunk, right? So you can stick that in your pack or something.
Uncut.
I'm gonna hop
It's
over
uncut,
to
yeah.
Tor, give him a nudge, and say, "Is this something you can use, big guy?"
Oh, yes, I was planning on weaponizing this somehow.
And I hand over the useless glass. I can't use it, so I hand it over to
Mhm.
Tor.
Okay.
A little bit that I stole,
All right.
uncut, of course.
Uncut. It's a little bit bigger. A little bit longer.
So now we have a full intact piece of stupid of
yes,
glass. Okay.
fully unrefined dark glass ore.
You might say.
You might say, yes. At about that time, you see Calidor kind of moving out of the way of the doorway. The other miner comes back, and this woman appears. Come on. Boop. And she's like a bit older, but she walks with a bit of grace, and he kind of like has her hand, and he helps her over, and he walks over to he says, Kel, can you help Varna up and bring her here?
Yeah.
And one of the other guys, he goes and helps you, and you guys move her over to this tent. Does anybody go over there while they're doing their thing? Okay, Ani does. Kel does.
Yeah, I'd be following.
So the woman actually reaches into a pouch and she pulls out a piece of dark glass and she like tricorders it over her body, Star Trek style, and is looking at her areas where she had wounds that you have sealed and cured, but now like this black tendrils are coming out, and she puts it back in her pouch and says, "Oh, she doesn't have long. What caused this?"
We don't know. We just found her this way.
Do you know who she is?
No?
And she looks at Calidor, and Calidor
Did
says,
she give us her name?
"Yeah, she did.
There she did? I don't remember you.
It's fine.
giving her the
It's
name.
okay. I don't expect
I
you guys to
remember
remember
giving
everything.
us the sister's name. I just
Yeah.
didn't remember.
But she
her
did.
name.
She did give you her name. She said her
Okay,
name is
cool.
Varna.
Yeah.
Oh, then that's her name.
So she says,
'Cause she gave it to us.
and then do you tell her what else she said?
How
I would say.
much do I
mention
trust
it's-
this old lady?
Do an insight check. She's trustworthy in the information that she's asking you for.
Okay.
She's
I'll-
trying to
I'll
she's
just-
trying to help figure out what's going on.
I'll just say that she was looking for her sister.
Her sister,
Brigitte.
Brigitte. Oh.
Oh.
Brigitte is at the Grandmaster's training. I know her. Red hair. What? Well, you wouldn't know. Never mind. Obviously, they're both redheaded. Not many of those around, and it's quite a striking feature, if you know what I mean. You should travel further south. It's about a 4-hour ride by horse. We only have 3 though. And none of them will carry more than one of you. They're kind of old.
Great.
One of you might have to stay behind.
What?
Calidor looks at you and says, "Well, you know what she looks like. I could give you a map and show you where it's at. I could stay behind.
Okay.
She may not trust you, but
Can you come with us and bring somebody on your horse?
my horse can only support me. It's a steed of magical means, and only one person can be on it. I was able to carry Varna because she was on it and I was not."
Crap.
If I stay behind, I can ensure that Varna, no harm comes to her. You'll just have
Is there
to
something
convince
if
her
you stay
sister.
behind? Is there something you could give us to show to her that we are on your side, or that we know you? We're not just bullshitting.
Yes, no, great idea. You know, I wasn't sure about you earlier. You've proven yourself quite handy. He
It
reaches
was the
for his,
bland donuts, wasn't it? It's what gets to everyone.
he takes this amulet off of his ring off of his finger and gives it to you. It's got the symbol of Hycarnia, which I don't have a handout for yet, but Hycarnia is not a land you guys are familiar with, actually, and you've never heard Calidor talk about this at the guild. So he then actually grabs a amulet off of Varna, which is got the symbol of the snake, and hands those to you and says, hopefully with this you should be able to persuade Brigitte to come back.
Who's the Grandmaster?
Oh, just legendary swordsman, no big deal. Just don't piss him off.
Just swords. No magic.
Yeah, magic. Well, the only magic that is in this land is divine, and they're most definitely not a church. And the Unity handles all of those things. Don't you know about this?
What's the
I already
unity?
told you where we're from.
Oh, you were serious? I just thought you guys had taken some drugs from a druid. I didn't realize you were serious.
What is the unity?
You will know. Hold on. So
History check?
when you say
Yeah,
that,
would
when you
any
say
of us
do it.
recognize it?
No history check. Well, actually, go ahead and do a history check. You hear people gasp when you say that. Like, what? What? You don't know what
I
the
did
Unity
great.
is? The
I don't know anything.
Unity?
I did terrible.
You know what the Unity is? Yeah, you guys are Ani. You don't have any kind of like database recollection. Tom, you're like, what?
Nope.
What, suckers?
Yep.
Um,
Or got it though.
Kel,
I didn't read it
Or
as
had
a
it.
kid.
will recognize this from studying in your book, that Snowford's
it was-
book. You'll have
yeah.
a little bit of insight on this, and you'll have a few things. And whether I'm gonna show this to everybody, but whether you explain this to everybody or not is up to you. Show me or tell me if this shows up.
Yes.
Cool.
It does.
I think I figured it out now. Okay, there's that. This is the history of Hoke and the ages that came before, and there's a little bit of lore in there for that. There's also a bit about the religions
Church.
in the land, and this is what you've come across. So maybe you open your book and you kind of like go, do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. That talks about the different the different
Druid.
churches. The Unity is also known as the Stygians. Basically, it's in the
Did you say the
age-
Stygians?
The
bro?
Stygians, I did. The Stygians. Were the people- there is lore here. If you want to read it, cool. If not, I don't want to try to like take up your time. Although I do need to take a real quick restroom break. So if you guys want to look at that real quick, I will be right back.
Guy has one
Okay.
beer and he has to go to the bathroom already.
I may have drank other things before the game, but shh, I'll let you
I
use
know.
this time. I mean, use this time wisely, or you're probably
Enjoy.
punished.
Have
All right, time's up.
Always back.
We were trying to remember what you said last session about the Great Tree and the Stygians.
I'm gonna give you guys a rundown. I was just doing that so I can go pee.
You dick.
So the Stygians are a group of people that came to the land long ago, long ago, like ages past. That came to the land and with a teaching that all gods are equal and should be worshipped as equals. Some people don't like that. Some
You
people
mentioned
did.
that, yes.
But that actually is what united the land. And so now in every city, every major city, every town in the past, this is how it used to be, right? So like you might have heard your great-great-grandfather talking about this. Like, oh, in my day, we used to all worship at the same place and worship whatever God we damn well pleased, you know, that kind of thing. So it was like a non-denominational church in every city that was devoted to all forms of worship, based off of this one person named Dylan the Arborist. And the overarching theme in this religious ideology was that the tree of life, the great tree, and there were these serpents that were caring for the tree, and they were considered the serpents. The tree was meant to be an umbrella term for all of the religions, and the shade was to help everyone flourish, and it brought all the lands that were warring together. So that is the gist of what the unity is. So they call it the unity instead of calling it church or temple. It can go by those names, but the unity is the name that is given to the Stygians, the church, the society that surrounds the religion here in this land. In your timeline, that's no longer the case. They don't really do that. People are free to worship however they want, multiple temples in multiple areas. This is something from the past. This is like studying your U.S. history or your, world history, and you're learning about Greece. That type of thing. Maybe not that far back, but so yeah. Forgot what we were talking about that got us on that track.
One of them said something about the unity and not liking magic, and then
Right.
Said,
So the only magic that's been seen in these lands is divine magic, and that is solely based on the unity's discretion of use. So I don't know what you mean. Seems like magic is a foreign concept to them, the way that you know it.
Oh, that sucks.
Tor, you're a cleric, so it wasn't too crazy to see you do that, because clerics would be normally seen to do miracles and whatnot. You're also a dragonborn, so people are eyeing you quite a bit, but in a positive way. Like you're like a superhero.
With that, I like to swish my tail a little bit. Just
Wow.
yes.
People are very enamored with it.
Hammer, chisel my image into the rock with this angle.
You gonna use some stone cutting? Oh wait, you're not a dwarf. That made no sense. Okay.
wow.
So so Calidor is like, we have two options. We can either go find her sister, see if her sister might be able to help put the pieces together. I'm the head of the lands, and I oversee things on my lands, but that doesn't mean I know everything that's going on here, and the sisterhood is very elusive to me. I just maintain order. We can go find her sister, or we can try to go to Haplock and find. And he kind of leans over and says, "A different healer." She kind of hears it and she snaps back. She says, "There's no magic that's available. I have tinctures. That is from Arius. That's the best you're going to get. She seems to have the dark glass fever." She doesn't have long.
Do you have anything that could sustain her?
I can keep her here, but she's not fit for travel. I'll keep her in my tent. If one of you would like to stay behind, you can. I'll look over her. You can use our horses. But like I said, we only have 3.
I say we go find the sister then.
Can I? I don't think this will work.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna walk up to Varna and just touch her shoulder and cast Lesser Restoration.
Okay. So when you cast that, this kind of beam of light shoots down on her, and she wakes. She goes, and she looks at you, and she's just kind of like, it's like she's been brought back to life, but she's in pain. She's like, where am I? Who are you? Who are you? And she like grabs at her sides, and the black tendrils seem to grown a little bit.
Shit.
Oh, yikes!
What is happening? And the woman kind of takes a step back and is kind of like taking it in. And Calidor looks at you like with awe, like, are you cleric? Are you with Unity?
No, like he said, we're not from around here.
I've never seen this happen before. And he looks at you, Tor. And he realizes that you've made all this. He's like, where'd all that food come from?
A winter's blessing.
The winter's blessing my ass. Did you make that?
I don't think you want me to bless your ass.
My ass has been plenty
It might
blessed.
be a
Thank
little
you.
cold.
What-
Little chill blast.
Obviously, the great tree has blessed you both. If you're not with Unity, I'm unsure what to do with you on my lands, but I need
Why
my charge
don't
is
you
fine.
Stay here when God has you said and direct us in the way of the sister, because we have her amulet, your amulet.
That would probably be best. Yes. So he asks Ani and Kel to bring Vana into this tent, whereas Salome has said that they would keep her.
When
Alright.
do they immediately follow us in?
I mean, like, there's like a bed in there, so if you guys are picking her up and like bringing her in here, she's in here. And then Salome would be, she'd walk to the back to like wash her hands and try to like get a damp cloth and kind of like keep her stable.
I want to whisper something to Varna.
Okay.
I'm gonna whisper it. to
Oh,
you.
okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to hear the whisper.
No,
You don't get it. If you want something
it's
secret done,
information.
is this going through Discord or through?
It's going through the game, but I'm whispering it directly to you.
Right.
How do you do that?
Boy,
You hit \W for whisper, space, and then if you start typing the name of the person you want to type, I would be the chronicler.
Or GM. If you just put GM,
yeah,
it goes automatically
GM,
to
yeah.
whoever's running.
So what is it? You said
so
backslash?
\W, and then
Oh.
the name of the person that you want to talk to.
Yeah. If you scroll up to the beginning of the session, it has little Roll20 chat tips that show you.
Thank you. Oh, that's way at the top though, huh? Oh, there it is. Roll 20 whisper.
Like here, I'll whisper. Tom.
I don't know what this would be. A stealth, I guess.
So you gotta
Like that
do
without the-
name message.
Motherfucker. Can't perceive shit tonight.
I just got that pretty decent stealth for a fighter.
Hey, it's all about the rolls, man. Those bonuses are what gets you. You know what I mean? Like,
Take it, Dex, suck it.
Who got? Wait, so you had to stealth that, and you got damn.
I was
So wait.
trying to listen in on.
oh,
what
you
was
were trying to.
whispering
Okay, so
far
12.
out.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't hear that. I was doing my messages.
Arnie's trying to hear everything.
Oh,
Uh,
he's
Whisper
trying to hear.
something else.
You know,
I'm,
he's
I'm,
just
gonna,
trying
I'm
to.
gonna ask you this now.
Okay. Keep the
I'm just
meta game.
watching his mouth move and trying to
You're watching his mouth
figure
move.
out what he's saying.
You can try to.
Yeah, but I
you can try to
can't
get this one
leave
too.
clips, so it's
It's a
fine.
separate thing, so you can try it.
Oh, I got my hand over. I got
Oh, you
my
guys-
hand over my mouth, whispering in her ear.
He's got
me
the
see.
supersonic robot ears. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
and his supersonic didn't work against
He's
my.
scanning. He's doing
stealth
X-ray
hand.
vision on you. He's terminating you.
Oh, he can't read my lips anyway. I'm still wearing the
He can't-
mask.
Yeah, you
No
Oh,
one
here's
knows
his-
what my face looks like now. It does make that sound sometimes.
Where is it? I'm gonna smash it.
See, now I'm extra confused. Now I'm like, now maybe I have no idea what's going on.
What did you whisper?
I asked a question.
We
Two
all
questions.
want to know.
You don't know, get to know yet.
Questions. Oh, good. I get it. I am from a different timeline.
So,
Trixie.
and then she passes out.
Okay.
So
Does it? So it looked like the restoration helped.
it looks like the restoration made her responsive, but also accelerated whatever was happening to the black tendril.
Great.
Like her blood vessels are starting to
Great.
kind of like get blackened and kind of grow.
Is it centralized anywhere?
Her abdomen. It started in her abdomen.
Okay, never mind.
Are you gonna try to chop off an arm?
Yeah. Can't chop off your abdomen.
Nope.
Nice try, though. I like where
Right.
your head's at. I like where your head's at.
It's good.
Okay, out of just curiosity, I have that silver greatsword. All right?
Mhm, mhm.
I'm just gonna touch it
Mhm.
to the area.
Okay.
Does it do anything?
Does nothing.
Okay.
Does nothing.
What is this? Are you trying to cast this, Tor?
Nope.
Okay. You're just trying to.
Alright, he
So it's
probably just does the same thing I do, where you click on the name of
nothing.
it to see what it does, because
Yeah,
that's
it
how you look
happens.
at what your abilities do. But
You
spells
see
don't work
that.
that
If
way.
that ever happens, just let me know,
Yeah.
guys. It's not a big deal. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna.
Or it's like
do
you
it.
seen that
That's
thing.
why
You seen that?
D&D Beyond superior in that
It does.
aspect
It does.
alone.
It is that. That is why I like it.
I can
It's
read
very
all my
weird.
shit before sending it.
Well, you can do the same on Roll20. It's just that your abilities work differently from your spells. With abilities, you click on the name and it expands it. With spells, you have to
Right.
click any tiny little dot
Yep.
that has an eye in it.
Mhm.
It's really weird.
It's a bitch sometimes.
Anyway,
All right,
I'm
Calidor.
gonna ask this old lady
Go.
if she knows about any kind of prophecies relating to the snake cult or.
Prophecies. I haven't heard of a prophecy in a long time. And she like looks over at her desk and she says, "Do you want to know your future?" Is that-
Sure.
And she reaches into the desk and she like reaches inside and you hear like something shifting around and she's like trying to gather something. She says, "You know, there's not a lot of time. She's going to die soon. If she needs to see her sister before this happens, or you are to take
Yes.
her to Hoplock, it needs to happen now. This will take a minute. We can do this later, but I will read your future when you return."
Okay. I turn around and leave.
About that time,
Did any
you
of us-
hear-
Did any of us hear any of that? Did any of us hear any of that, or is that just between?
Did you guys
All
go
two.
inside the tent or no?
Oh, me and
If you
Tor
were
outside.
if you were near the tent, if you were
I
near
was
the
on
tent, I would say that you could try to listen in. If you did it with intent, it's just a perception check. But only if you were near the tent.
I mean, I wasn't hiding that or anything.
Yeah, that part wasn't really hidden. So, you know, Calidor probably heard that.
Just curious.
Ani maybe.
I was in the tent.
You were in the tent. Okay, so you might have heard that.
I want to ask the old lady how long do you think she has?
Not but a day or two. The Grandmaster's training grounds are half a day's journey by horse.
When I get outside, I'm gonna ask the group who's staying.
We're all going.
Well,
There's
there's
only-
only
what's the
3
name?
horses, and they're kind of like malnourished, so they can't hold more than one person.
I mean, there's food over here they could eat.
To reverse the damage of years of malnutrition in one feast. It's magical.
Healing word and food with the power of the dark goddess Aru. Winter's bite can be quite satisfying.
Is this like a prayer?
Everything Tor says is
Everything
a prayer.
is
of
a
some kind.
prayer.
So be it.
Yikes.
As you say these words, Arun seems to connect with you. And you hear the clippity clop of down the trail here, and it seems to have like a fully saddled, bridled horse that some poor schmuck must have fallen off of. Who knows who it belongs to, but boop, there's another horse that shows
Huh.
up, and it actually starts to walk right through the crowd, the camp
Camp.
behind, and comes to
It's the biggest horse
to
I've ever
you.
seen.
I know they're large. They're like very large horses, draft horses. And it
They're
kind of
workhorse.
like
They're
it
workhorse.
kind of like kneels and neighs at you, Tor.
Yes, I understand completely. Have some oats.
I don't know what a horse sounds like when it eats. I don't fucking know. I mean, I do, but I can't make the voice.
God, I wish I could clip that.
Don't worry, I got it recorded.
Neat trick.
Like, oh well, never mind. Let's go.
Okay. Yes, everyone's going.
So Calidor looks and says, "Are you sure you don't work for the Unity? This is a little too convenient."
Then I just look at him and put my hands together and form a U and go, "You."
I knew it. I knew it. And Calidor actually reaches into his back pocket and he says, "You'll need a map. Who's going to navigate?"
Not me.
Yeah, sure. I'll
My
do it.
wisdom score sucks.
Got a solid 10 wisdom. Probably should
Yeah,
be
you
go
do
next to
not want
cleric.
I'm no wisdom.
Hey, Tor, you're a cleric, right?
Yes.
How good are you at survival skills?
Yeah, my survival's a negative 2 out the gate. Not want me in charge of this.
Everyone do a nature check. Do a nature skill check.
Oh, nature?
We'll just do a nature
that's
skill check.
intelligence. Okay.
Oh, lucky roll, baby.
Oh,
I give
So he's kind
I
of
give the
bouncing.
map to Tom.
He's kind of bouncing around.
No
And he
way,
hands it to
guys.
Tom.
No way.
And he hands it to Tom, and then he says, "Tom,
My
all
wisdom
right."
score is not great.
Actually, he says, "I never got any of your names. What are your names? What do I call you? How do I know
Tom
how to find you? What if something goes wrong?"
My name is Tom Strongwall. I'll take this stupid map.
Excellent, Tom.
Wherever there is evil,
Well met.
we
Hey, man,
will
you
be there.
won the intelligence roll off. Sorry.
Three Migos. Just three
Wherever
Migos.
there is darkness, we will be there.
My name is Ani. We'll be back.
It's Ani, and you will be back. Great. I am so glad. Good to have the confidence here. He'll have Tom unfurl the map, and he'll like draw like some things on it. And so he goes over here, and then you see this map.
No, I don't.
You will. You see it now?
No.
Yep.
Yes.
You do
Oh,
see it?
there we
Okay,
go.
good. Good. I was like, oh
It was
man,
so
are you
flat.
serious?
This guy.
Hey, I've seen this before.
So this is a
Where are
map
we?
of you guys are. Hold on, there was supposed to be music
Dylan's
here,
Forest?
and it's
We
not
were-
here. Hold on,
In the forest, we went
you
through
were
the
in Dylan's
first
Forest, where you went into the entrance to
Unity.
the void, right? One second.
Ooh, maybe
You are
maybe-
here.
Maybe it was in this stream.
have
we
to go
talked about
here.
that stuff, not our last session.
Where is the music for this?
So the druids are in Dylan's
This way.
forest.
The druids are
No
not in
music
Dylan's
playing.
Forest. There are some druids in Dylan's Forest, but they're kind of not like
Oh.
they're kind of at odds with the Unity, according to the book that you read. All right, I guess we'll just use this. There we go. So, you guys are looking at the map, and Calidor says that okay, so you know where Zamora's at. Zamora's right here. Hoblock's right here. The temple was back over here. We're right about here. And the Grandmaster's training grounds are right here. So you're just gonna need to go south about a half day's journey by horse in this area. You can't miss it. There's not a whole lot going on outside of that. So just head south on this trail. You won't have to veer off of it very far. You'll see it. Get there, find Brigitte, come back, and hopefully we can put this to rest and figure out what our next steps are. I need to know.
There's no scale.
I'm gonna
in
try
this
to.
map.
You know what? No scale.
No scale. I have no. This is 2 days journey. Seems like it would take years to get from Dylan's Forest
Interesting you
to
say
the
that.
Casping Mountains.
It would probably take about a month and a half to get over there. If you were to look at
That's
that.
what-
So you have traveled from Dylan's Forest over here to over here in this area
By magic.
by magical means.
It only
Okay, I
took
just wanna make
negative
sure.
200 years.
You
Got
fast
it.
traveled. You fast traveled through time, space.
Time and space. Got it. We get time and space and
That's
travel
right.
right through that whole wormhole.
That's
Got
right.
it. I'm all in. I'm all in. Just wanted to make sure. I'm like, holy crap, that's a long way.
So, all right. Calidor looks at you and says, "Make haste. It'll take you half a day to get there, half a day to get back. It's a full day. You'll probably need to rest at some point. Make sure you don't override the horses. I'll see if there's
'Cause
any more
they're
information I can
malnourished.
get out of Varna, but just in case things go south, she may not make it. You know, you need to prepare Brigitte for what she's walking into. Okay, a sick sister." And a sisterhood that's in disarray. As far as I know, because I'm familiar with their family, I believe she at some point was going to join the sisterhood, so she may have ties here. That may be why Varna wants her here. I'm not sure. You'll have to figure that out. Godspeed.
And we're off.
And you're off like a hurt turtle.
Post haste.
Post
Post.
paste.
Okay, let's
Haste.
get riding.
All right. So you guys ride. It's actually quite a smooth ride. As you make your half-day journey, you know, it's about 8 hours. I know that's not half a day, but that's like, you know, half of your day. It is. We'll say it's like it was. Because our timelines are a little bit off. It's fine. There's no time to waste. We'll say that you got there in the morning, and you get to the Grandmaster's. You come upon this. It's like a mini coliseum, and you hear the sounds of battle going on within it. And as you approach, there's no one outside. There is an open door that kind of leads into this empty coliseum type area, and you hear the sounds of a woman grunting and the sounds of swords clashing, and you hear again, and it goes over and over again like this as you guys approach.
Oh yeah, suckers.
You guys approach in here. There's like a entryway between these two torches down here. Can you guys see everything?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm zooming
So,
out.
bring
I'm
yourselves in
zooming
here.
kind of tight.
In the distance,
Coming
you see.
in. Hold on.
Okay, yeah.
Coming
Go
in
ahead
hot.
and place your characters in there.
Don't put my token. Thank you.
Coming in hot. Who wants to get this?
Who wants to get this? So as you make your way in here, you kind of tie up your horses on the outside. You see these two younger people in front of you with their backs turned to you, and in the distance a bit, you see two people seated at some sort of exposition, and there's people seated around like they're watching. There's a few other people like walking around, but they seem to be more like running drinks or trying to do some maintenance. They're like cleanup type custodial people. But you see in the main area a woman with fiery red hair
Oh yeah.
doing battle with this giant man, and she is getting the better of him every single round. It's kind of they're doing it looks like it's not as serious as like to the death, but it's pretty close. They both know what they're doing. They they're handling themselves very well. As you approach, the one saying begin and again, as they trade blows, Brigitte obviously in the running for most blows is this character right here. And he is wearing a very, very flowery garb. There's these kind of posts jutting off of his pauldrons that have these ribbon-like pieces of cloth with writing on them, kind of flowing out. He's got a big headdress on, and he's dressed in white and gold and black. And he has two scimitars to his sides, and he's in like a kind of a battle robe type of getup.
What colors were those warriors wearing?
What you were wearing is gold and black,
Okay.
and there seems to be an area. Well, why don't you guys do a? Well, I'll just tell you. There's an area on your bracers that seem to have something rubbed out of it, like it's kind of been not grinded, but like kind of purposely scuffed out. And there's like this circular area, then there's something that maybe was supposed to be there, and there's a bunch of scratch marks inside of it, so you can't really tell what's there.
And whisper to the rest of the group, I feel like us walking in here in this armor could possibly cause issue.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't really have much other choice though, do we?
Nope.
I mean, is Arnie still partially naked? I mean, we could just send him in there. That would distract them, and maybe at least. I mean,
I would say that you probably
No,
picked
I
up some.
didn't.
oh yes, you
I
have
would've-
pants now.
I would have
Your
fixed
clothes.
my mirror image. Or what is that spell called? I can't.
I
Minor
forget how we
Minor
use minor
illusion,
illusion. Yeah, but it's like it's at will. It's not you burning a spell slot for you.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
It's like
part of
at
your
will, and it's
yeah.
more specific.
Yeah, that particular way of use is at will. To look
It's
the way you
disguise
look right now.
self.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
This guy said, yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I think there's a warlock pact that does that. I think it gives you disguise self as like an at will ability. What are those two doing? Is,
So
like,
you see these
sparring?
two like younger kids. Like the rest of these people look like they're kind of like battle hardened and they're in very good peak physical condition and they seem to be armed to the teeth. And they seem to be they're kind of squatting down like they're in reverence, like they're watching. Like this is like a sparring match kind of
Mhm.
thing. But these two are these little they're much younger. They're not as fully developed, but they're also like kind of sparring, kind of mimicking, but they look like they're younger kids. They're like maybe teenagers. And they stop for a second and they notice you. And this one runs up to whoever's first, which right now it looks like Ani. And says, "Halt, who goes there?" And then the other one kind of comes up behind, and this one is holding a knife, and this one is holding a quarterstaff.
We're looking for the Grandmaster.
Well, they're indisposed right now. There's a final testing going on right now. We have to be quiet. You'll have to wait till it's over.
Can you tell me which one of those people the person is?
And he points, and as best you can tell, he's pointing at this one.
All right, thanks. And
Yeah,
then
no
I'm
problem.
just gonna start walking around.
Hey, and then like they kind of like match your steps.
What?
Like they're like trying to keep you from going there. No, you can't. No, I'm gonna get hit. I'm gonna get hit again. I'll stop you.
What do you mean? Who's hitting you?
Well, listen. That's none of your business. What are you doing here? This is a closed
Oh.
tournament.
We,
Can I intimidate
need to
again?
talk to the Grandmaster.
You can try to
Can I-
intimidate. Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna
Absolutely.
intimidate and tell this person, "Let us through. Let us through."
I'm gonna,
Oh,
I'm gonna
your
approach
intimidation,
Ani and be like, hey,
Oh,
The other
We
one kind
should-
of like gets in your way.
this fight it's not gonna take that long. It won't make a difference. We'll
Guys,
be able
come
to
on.
talk to him.
isn't she dying?
No,
So,
yeah,
Kel,
but
she's
isn't
good.
she dying? She's
Like,
good.
it
She
takes-
stabilized.
it's
I thought the
gonna
black stuff was killing her.
Oh, you're talking about Varna.
Yeah, it's Varna.
Sorry,
It's
sorry.
gonna
Yeah,
take most
I'm
of the
talking
day
about
to
Varna,
get back anyway. A few minutes isn't gonna make a difference, and it's probably gonna take longer to get what we need done if we cause a scene.
All right.
So like they kind of like put their the back to back, like they're gonna take you guys all out.
Wish they would try.
With their sweet moves. And
I just
they're just blocking you at every turn. Do you try to bulldoze them or what do you do?
No, I was gonna say I realized that my character probably looks really freaking scary to people that don't know because he has the displacer cloak on and this
Mhm.
gnarly mask with these crazy like metal dreads on and stuff. And it makes clicking noises every once in a while. It's like echolocate.
So when you make that noise, it like kind of reverberates in this kind of Coliseum sort of scenario.
Yeah, like this would be an unsettling person to see.
Yeah.
And Arnie's just Ani's just huge.
Ani's, yeah, you're very intimidating, like looking, all of you as a group. Tor, what are you doing? You're on the side over here. Are you trying to?
I'm just sort of creeping gradually closer
Okay.
towards the action, and since the numbskulls are distracted, so
They are.
with the rest
They
of
are.
the
They're
group,
trying to.
so.
They're distracted.
But on my guard in case anyone gets too close, then I'll just, have words.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So as you get closer, you see this one pop up on their feet and kind of run over to you. Excuse you. And like put their hand up on you. We're in the middle of training. And you hear, enough.
Well,
And it echoes throughout the this as this red-haired woman just comes down, cleaving 2 rapiers, like stabbing on the sides, coming this close to hitting some vital organs of this giant man, and he's actually actual giant. He's about 9 foot tall, and he's wielding a broad axe. And this one gets up off of his knees and walks up and says, enough! Brigitte, come forward. And this guy is just like reeling, and he's kind of like on the ground, and he's passing out from the battle. And you hear him say, because his voice is carrying throughout the Colosseum, and you hear him say, you are the master of the master. There's nothing more I can teach you. Come, I have a gift for you. And he walks her off into the back of the Colosseum.
Just gonna lean over and whisper to Kel, I bet I could take her.
And this little kid right here is like, oh yeah, I'd like to see that. And then
I'm
I
gonna
was like, I'd pick
whisper
good
back.
buddy.
She's who I think she is. No, you can't.
What do you guys do?
I'm gonna start.
It's over. Can we pass now?
The kids, these 2 kids look at you like, oh, I guess you can do whatever you want. Our only job was to keep people out whenever the testing was going on, so it's cool. You see this one come over and kneel down to the large man on the ground. He's trying to tend to his wounds and stuff. This one kind of pays you no mind and goes back to talk to their friend about the fight, and you hear a bunch of whispers and such.
I'm gonna approach the giant.
As you guys approach the giant, this one says, who are you? Are you here to sign up for new classes? New recruits next week.
We
Open
have
enrollment.
Open
urgent
enrollment
mission.
next week.
we have an urgent message for Brigitte.
Brigitte.
Oh, I see.
Which one of you clowns is Brigitte?
Well, we don't go by names like that here, except
Clown?
for. Excuse me.
Nice burn, Tor.
Excuse me.
I was just clarifying. I mean, did you mean Brigitte or clown? I mean, I'm not.
Did
I'm
you say
not of
clown?
this land.
Did you say
Well,
clown?
that's what- did you say clown or
Did
round?
you say clown?
Down.
Oh, I see. I've got cauliflower ear over here, and I can't. Yeah,
Oh,
hearing
there-
is not great. But hey,
Bickering.
thanks.
I'm gonna pour that potion that I created into the Goliath's mouth while those 2 are bickering.
Okay. The
So he
Goliath
gets-
gets up. As you were doing this, Spear was this person right here was like, you know, predisposed with this commentary over here by this loudmouth dragonborn, and he turns back and he sees you pouring that in his mouth, and he kind of like slaps it away. He's like, "What are you doing?" And the Goliath actually kind of comes to, shakes it off, and says, "Where is she?" And he gets up and he like starts to swing about, and he looks around. And he realizes that his enemy is no longer there, and this one comes here and says, "Broadaxe, no, stop, it's over, How?
His name is Broadaxe.
What is happening?" And you see his body begin to like mend as he's coming out of this drunken stupor, and he's kind of like stepping around, like stomping like a bull. And this one looks at you and says, "What did you do? How is this possible? Are you a cleric?"
Yes.
Oh, good. Can you take a look at something for me?
Yuck.
This is where you point at the
I spent a few
dragon
nights in Zamora recently, and I just had. Listen, it's not a big deal if you can't do anything, but I just think, you're here, and it's fine if you don't want to do it. But and he like kind of like grabs his loincloth and he starts to like kind of unbuckle and like a little bit, like to like show you. Oh, okay. It's too much. I'm sorry. I know. So you said you were looking for
epidemiology cleric?
I don't know what that means.
I just point back at Tor. He's the real cleric.
Okay, go show him your junk. He'll love it.
Oh, good. Okay, hold on. He like runs over to you, with his hands in his pants. Like, he's like running over to Tor. He's like, "They said you're the cleric. I don't know what you did back there, but that was really good work with Broadaxe. My name's Spear. And for obvious reasons, but neither here nor there. I'll be called Blunted Spear soon enough if I don't get this taken care of. Can you take a look at this?" And he like pulls out. Like
yes, I can. Blunted indeed.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, not great with the ladies right now. It's a mess.
I mean,
Indeed.
if things just keep going this way, you may consider being a choir boy for the Unity.
Well, no, I wouldn't do that. That's not in the cards for me, is it? I don't know. Are you with the Unity? What are the benefits like? I don't understand. Like
I am.
Unity?
But, well, I'm not going to touch it, but I will give you healing word.
Oh yeah. Tell me the word, baby.
Because I don't know which lump is normal and which one is not.
Oh well, I mean, normally it's just one, but there's 3 right now.
It's a 3 thing happening.
Can you help me out?
Yes, I
Can you help me out?
wrong button. There we go. There we go. There you go.
Oh,
Gross.
woo! Oh man, I feel better already. Oh, and he like runs back to this group. He's like, all right, you sad sacks of shit. Drinks are on me tonight. Let's go."
Should tell him I only healed one thing, but it looks like one of his nuts was bigger than the other. But I'm not a doctor.
He's like, he
Doctor,
waves you on. Like, he's like, yeah, whatever. I feel great. I feel good. Spear's
Balls
back,
to the
baby.
wall, my friend. Balls to the wall.
Balls to the wall. I like this guy. If you're ever in Zamora and you see me, drinks on me.
So while that's happening, Kel and I are
Okay. You guys are
making our way towards where
making your way over towards Brigitte and the Grandmaster.
Yeah.
So this gate is open, and what you notice as you approach is that there's a blacksmith. You start to hear the pounding against the steel, and the sounds and the smells of a blacksmith shop, and the heat from the fire like coming out to you. But you see Brigitte and the Grandmaster walking around in the back where all these like swords are, these amazing swords. And the Grandmaster tells Brigitte, "Every warrior needs a sword worthy of their name. Choose my gift to you before you leave us. You've learned all you can from me." And she looks through like all the swords that are on the wall and on the racks and in on display, and chooses this very ornate pair of black scimitars that are polished to a mirror finish. And she pulls them out and she like tries to, whip them around a little bit and see how they feel. She kind of gets distracted, like she's being called by someone or something, like she's listening for something. And then she looks down and she says, "These will do." And the Grandmaster says, "I've kept calling you your name, but you can't leave here with the same name that you arrived with. What name do you choose to go with these swords?" And it's like she's listening again. And she says, "Sonia."
Oh,
I will be called Sonia.
there it is.
And then she
Red
places the
Sonia.
rapiers in her side, and as she leaves, the Grandmaster towards you, Ani and Kel, the Grandmaster announces, "Hail, Sonia, Master of Masters!" And as she leaves, she kind of like walks past you, but she eyes you, Ani, like she kind of like looks at you, like she almost like she recognizes you, but then passes by, and then all of the people that were watching come in, and they kind of greet her. They give her hugs, or they try to give her hugs. She takes hugs from the female warriors, but not from the male warriors. The male warriors she kind of like pushes away, and like I don't want that. And then she begins to.
As she walked by, I
Mhm.
would have yelled her name,
Which one?
Brigitte.
And she looks at you and she says, "That's not my name anymore."
That's still the name that your sister calls you.
And she runs back. What? What do you know of my sister?
I
She pulls
know
her
that
rapiers and she places them at your neck. Tell me everything.
What is it with everybody and putting their weapons against me?
You just got a really sliceable neck, is all.
Very chrome.
It looks very hard. It's sliceable.
Your
And then
sister's dying,
She's dying,
and you need to come with us.
and you wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Tell me more. She stands between you and Kel, and she like puts one rapier up to your neck. "I will cut you both down unless you explain to me exactly what's going on right now."
I mean, if you put down your weapons, then
That's not gonna happen.
Give us a chance to.
Tell me what is going on.
She's got dark glass fever, something or other. We gotta go. She's got like less than a day.
Where? She's at the temple.
Not anymore. It got attacked
The temple's been attacked.
by people wearing this armor.
Man.
Once it'd be like,
So
I don't know
you then.
actually who owns
Got
it.
raised.
No,
Not him,
no.
just that armor.
We found it. We were naked. I'll explain later.
He
Point
was
is-
naked.
Where is she
You're
now?
always naked.
Where is she?
She's at a mining camp half a day north. Calidor and some old lady.
Calidor.
Yes.
Lord Calidor?
Yes. I'm looking at her scimitar. Does it look like just a smaller version of his?
Yeah, they look like two smaller versions of Calidors. They're the same kind of make. They're the same kind of like polished black.
So I would just kind of assume that he probably got
Yeah.
it here.
She looks at you and kind of like eyes you up and down and try to figure out, if you're telling the truth or not. And says, "What? Do you have any proof?"
And we pull out 3 of these emblems because I have one already.
Which
I
one?
took one at the temple, the serpent of the
Oh, that's right. You did. Yeah, I forgot.
yeah,
you
I
grabbed
picked
that.
one up at the temple. Sisterhood of the Serpent.
Okay.
necklaces, talisman things.
She sheathes her rapiers and says, "If this is a trick, I will kill you. I will not hesitate."
You can try.
And she like looks at you like,
Sliceable neck.
"Well met. I like you."
Can,
And,
can we go now?
Lead the way.
Do you have a horse? We only have enough for
Yes,
us.
I have a horse.
Okay, good. Let's go now.
I would say so. And then she like comes back here and sees you two, and she's like, "Oh, are you with this lot?"
Yes.
I just sort of have my hands out to my sides like this, but on my tail I raise it up and it shows the 2 amulets. Her sisters and Calidor's like, hi.
All right. Before she as she turns, like she like takes off her cloak because it seems to be bothering her, and she seems to be like she wants to have freer movement, and you see her.
Go on.
Did we?
Did you guys see the picture?
No.
No.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's do it again.
I'm like, yeah.
How about now?
Hello.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I knew it. Fucking perverts.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
Says the GM who picks the picture.
well, yeah, for a reason. Damn it.
It looks like in
So she runs back and she bows to the Grandmaster and she says,
I like her scales.
"Thank you for all you've taught me.
Armor's not practical.
This armor
She's
is
not
not
wearing it.
practical.
It's just not.
Thank you for giving me my training armor, but I think I need to upgrade." And then
Maybe cover your midsection. Just a thought.
I don't
All
need
your
it.
vital points, maybe?
I don't need it. She comes over. She kind of pats these 2 on the head. She says, "Knife, stick,
Get out of here with these names.
do well. Don't let anything stop you." And then she heads out and she looks back at you and says, "I'm waiting. Are we going?"
okay, we're out.
Hate to see her go, but I don't mind watching her leave.
Does she look any more familiar than
She looks like the spitting image of Tillian, but like hotter.
Huh.
Sort of killed
Like-
it for me.
Yeah, I'm not saying much.
You're welcome.
Oh yeah, not saying much at all.
Killed it. Good. That's what you get. That's what
I
killed
mean,
that
but I meant aside from that. Which one looks more familiar?
This
her or
one
her
looks
sister?
very much more like Tillian in many ways. In many ways, like mannerisms and things like that. Hair obviously is also red. The movements that you saw in the battle that was happening with against this giant named Broadaxe was very reminiscent. There was and it's kind of when seeing the 2 rapiers being brandished in the way that she treated you, that reminds you of it. But it's not like
Okay.
they look like, I said spitting image. It's not. It's just that's what reminds you, Tillian.
Oh, I didn't mean Tillian.
Oh, you, yeah. Well, but at
Me
the same time,
specifically.
for you, yes, this does ring a bell a little bit.
Looks more familiar than the
Yep.
sister did.
And Ani,
Okay.
you are having something triggered inside of your unit.
Robot brain.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hey, your unit's getting
Your-
triggered,
your-
bud.
Your mental unit
Unit.
gets triggered. Like you recognize this person, but you're not quite sure. Like something's not right.
I'm like, makes a lot of sense. And then I'm like, remember when I said that if this is who I think it is, you don't stand a chance? I'm very positive now. You don't stand a chance.
This is,
Are you
Oh,
saying she's from your time?
Nah. Well, I mean, she's from this time. Obviously, she's here.
yeah, I mean, 200 years before the
the same way that
ZWT.
you guys
How
are
would that
talking
even
about
be a
going
thing?
to
How could that
California.
work? What's that?
She's
This is me talking to Kel.
Well, I mean, kind of. Okay, she's an elf. They live a really long time. I'll stop. That's all that. We'll talk about it later. When this person isn't within earshot.
Oh, good. You want to talk about me behind my back? Far, far away. That's good. That's very wise. You're smarter than you look.
It's for your own good.
Giddy up! And she like takes off.
She doesn't even know where we're going.
Oh, we
She-
told her.
Yeah, you guys kind of told her like the camp up north, in the mining camp up north. And as we do that, what the heck? We're approaching 10:25, so I think you guys get back to the camp.
It's on fire.
No,
Don't say it's on fire.
no, it's not on fire.
It's already burnt down.
I
But you
assume that
do
we're, like,
hear-
well into the night at this point.
it's very late. It's well into the night, but as you approach the camp, you could hear the screams, the wailing of a female
Oh.
voice in pain and agony. Not unlike those that you heard at the temple whenever the stone was closing.
On the ride,
And-
we would have explained to Brigitte how we found her,
Okay.
used divine magic to try and
Yes.
heal her.
With the Unity?
Right, does
Something like
no.
that.
What was that, Tom?
Does Brigitte believe our story at all? About time
Brigida,
tra- I mean,
Brigida, it would depend, I don't know if you guys told her the time
I
travel
wouldn't have
stuff,
talked
but
about time travel.
I wasn't gonna bring that up.
okay,
okay.
we didn't. Okay, I'm just making sure. Never mind then. Just
Okay.
If
keep
you
my question.
wanted
We didn't-
to,
I know
then
we
you
didn't.
hey,
can.
yeah, you want to bring that
Oh.
up? That's up to you. That's all your role play.
We don't.
All I would have brought up
I-
in talking to her is explain how we came across Varna, healed her, Calidor found us.
Okay.
Like the gist of where you're going, why they're there, and then what's going on.
Got
So she
got
does
it, got
ask you if you're with the Unity, because it sounds like something that the Unity would do, like trying to heal somebody, and then, but it didn't make sense to her.
There's something like that.
No.
No, not with Unity. All right, this makes me trust you
Straight up,
infinitely
no.
more.
Oh, good.
I have an extreme distrust for the Unity. As you guys are, you know, you get closer, you hear the screams, and you see the campfire. So, obviously, Brigitte, who now goes by Sonia, rushes in, goes to the tent where she just is instinctively headed, sees Calidor, kind of like runs in and rushes to the side of Varna, who's dying. Do you guys follow her? Are you gonna let it happen, or what?
I'm gonna follow her in.
Stand
Yeah.
like outside the tent.
Okay. Tom,
Yeah, I'm
you
not
going
gonna
now?
go all the way in.
Oh,
but
okay, but you're gonna kind of
Yeah.
like.
I'm
sit
not
in the
gonna.
tent.
I'm gonna respectfully watch from
Okay.
a safe distance,
I'm gonna respect.
socially.
Look.
I go
Respectful
inside.
watch from beyond stabbing point.
So anybody
I go
who wants,
inside, but
yeah.
I'm at the
Okay.
entrance. I'm inside of the entrance.
anybody who wants to find out what's going on with this interaction, roll a perception check. Kelly, you'll have advantage because you're inside the tent.
Plus, I have
That's bull.
blind sight, so
That's
I have
bull.
triple advantage.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Eh.
She's being
Dork.
20 on the
stupid.
advantage.
Come on.
Sometimes the sheet gets dumb.
It got dumb. I haven't used it for a minute. Hold on a second.
No worries.
Close this for a second. No, I lost the music. The sweet, sweet music.
The sweet violin music. Oh no, you might have to restart or refresh Roll20.
Yep.
I suppose you close the
Yeah.
page. So he's just not in there
Yep.
to actually hear it.
Just waiting to see.
Hold on, sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
I have to restart it. Well,
Ani, you will get nothing like what Mumbles. Kel and Tor are gonna get the same. They're gonna get everything.
come on, Tom, load your freaking character sheet. Piece of crap.
I've been there. I know how it goes. No worries.
Oh, this is so frustrating.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Come on, roll 20. Refresh it again. Hold on one second. I hate holding up the
Oh, you're fine.
no point here.
My name
I
is
just want to
Ian.
know what the heck's gonna happen. What the balls is gonna happen?
I
Tom
come
Showalter.
from a land very far away. My mother and father both arrived in this country in the Volkswagen. Miles upon miles they did drive across the oceans to bring us to this
Unable
land.
to find character sheet.
What? Uh-oh.
Type.
Busted.
Just roll it in the chat itself.
Hold on, it's coming back.
There you go.
Okay.
All of a sudden, it shh. Piece
Did it
of
disappear
beans.
on you?
What was it again? Yeah, and then it came back. What was
Perception.
it? We were on
Perception.
Insight.
No, perception. There you go. Okay, so so Tom, you get nothing. You get less than Ani. You get less.
All
You
that
don't even hear
for
Mumbles. I
nothing.
know, right? I know. I'm sorry.
Oh,
the defeat of Tom Strongwall.
yeah.
That's
This
the name
is
of
a
this
letdown.
episode.
It's a lot of bad
So-
rolls tonight.
So hold on. Nope, wrong one. So
Clone the door.
Brigitte slash Sonia runs in, grabs Varna, and trying to like pulls her close because she seems to be like very hard to speak, giving the last words, and the conversation is broken, but you get the gist of what happened, and she describes a battle at the temple with the army of Queen Gedrin. So the name Queen Gedrin is discussed. Sonia reacts to this violently, like she's had some dealings with this person. The talisman is spoken of, the talisman of power, and that is what was stolen. And also one of the sisterhood named Sky were all taken, and the plans to use the talisman of power for Queen Gedrin's own uses, to take over the land of Hoke. You also hear, as she reveals from under her cloak, she pulls out this green glowing stone that looks like dark glass that has green glowing out of it. And she says, I took a piece of the talisman of power to weaken it. The longer it's in the light, the stronger it gets. You have to banish it back to the darkness. Do this, sister. And she hands her the piece of glass, dark glass. And as she does, and it exchanges hands, and she pulls the hand away from Varna, Varna dies. She goes silent.
Dang.
She goes limp. And it seems as somehow the talisman of power, the piece of talisman of power that she held onto, was actually what was keeping her alive and keeping the tendrils of this dark glass sickness, this dark glass fever, we'll call it, at bay. She dies, and Sonia comes out. She places this in her pocket. You don't really see it after, you see it handed off to her, but she places it into a pocket. And she walks out, and she grabs Calidor by the chest, and she like takes him aside, and she says, we need to talk. And she walks off over towards the river. And that's where I end it.
Bum bum bum.
Bum bum bum. So
Rip Varna.
Varna has died.
I tried.
Dead.